So for my 28th birthday, I made the promise to myself that I'm going to be in the best shape of my life this year. And here's exactly how we're going to do that. So obviously by the first clip in today's video, I'm wanting to get into the best shape of my life in year 28. The last time I was in the quote unquote best shape of my life was in 2020, whenever I did a bodybuilding show for the first time. I will say I don't necessarily want to get into that shape just because that is a different animal, and I wouldn't necessarily, that's just not my current definition of the best shape of my life. Now I will say this, if it turns into that, great, but that's just not a commitment that I'm making right now, mostly because there's a few hurdles that I have to get over that I'll talk about in today's video. But I'm just overall wanting to get into the best shape of my life by November 30th, 2026, which is not that long away. So just to start things off, where I'm currently at, how I'm currently looking, just so we have some data and information to go off of, I'm going to put up a video or some photos of just my current physique. These are some check-in photos that I took about a week and a half ago. And I will say in the past, I would have looked at these and be like, okay, this isn't bad. This is average, or not average, but I'm like, I'm just not, not upset about it. But I will say, as times progress and, I get older, I just start to look at this in the sense of like, man, is this really my standard? Is this what I'm okay with? Is this what I'm happy with? And if I'm being truthful, it is not. Even though I've maintained my weight pretty much for the past few months, which is something I am proud of, because in the past I normally wouldn't have been able to do that. I'm either very high up or I'm very low. I am pretty proud that I've been able to maintain that. But like I said, I've been doing that for a while now, and it's like, okay, I'm not too happy with the progress that I'm making. I'm not too happy with how I'm looking. I need to kick it into a second gear. So this is how we're currently looking right now. And my weight has been hovering around 206 pounds. And the goal is to get down to around 190, 185, maybe even 180, maybe even lower than that. I'd probably say 180 is probably the lowest. But if we get lower, great. We might more than likely, wink, wink. But that is just, like I said, how I'm currently looking. Now, I will say a hurdle that I need to get over is that I've been dealing with some thyroid issues now for the past few years. I believe it's hypothyroidism, I'm pretty sure, where essentially I have a downregulated thyroid, which more than likely stems from a messed up gut, which is just something, man, that I truthfully need to get cleared up. Now, I will say, I think I'm more than likely going to get past that relatively quick because I've been kind of doing a protocol now for the past month or so and getting it under wraps. I just need to, and I'm going to get it fully fine-tuned so that way we can move past this and see the results it is that we're wanting to see. So as for what it is that I'm currently doing, nutrition, training, and supplement and protocol-wise, we do that in the next video, kind of going over all that, my training, etc., and just kind of give you guys an update there. But I will say in Cliff Notes, we're just cleaning up my gut, keeping stress low, keeping training volume and intensity low, and just really allowing myself to recover and not let my body too stressed out or be too stressed out, which is what causes a lot of the issues. So something that I will say in this video, I've been very, very hesitant to get into the best shape of my life, to be fully transparent. And the biggest reason why I've been hesitant to do so is because, truthfully, whenever I do these things, it kind of turns me into a different person. And I don't think this round I'm going to turn into that person. It's not a bad person at all, but it does require a different mindset. And I do think this time around it takes a different approach. But more than anything, man, whenever I get into good shape or better shape and I'm really on top of my stuff and I'm quote unquote, I only use this word because I know it's the word that people are going to understand, selfish with my time and the things that I'm doing. I get really good and I get really better at a lot of things. Now, you might be thinking, Alfonso, why would you be hesitant to do that? It's because of just some things that I've dealt with in the past. I'm not going to, get into all that, but, just some things that I've struggled with. And also a lot of change comes with it, and change can obviously be a scary thing. But as I've gotten older and as I've worked through these things, I've started to realize me compromising myself by not getting into the best shape of my life is not hurting me, or it's not hurting the people around me and how I think it is. It's actually hurting myself. So it's me really just moving past that now and be like, okay, this is what it is I want to do, and this is how I'm going to do it. And it's not about me, being hesitant of change or hurting the people around me. It's just about me not hurting myself, right? We'll dive more into that later, but that has been a big reason as to why I've been hesitant to do so, is because I know the change that comes with it. Now, I will say another reason why, though, I want to get into the best shape of my life is because, kind of counter opposite to the last reason I gave, is that it does make me better. Whenever you get better, man, everything around you gets better as well. The people around you get better. To be truthful as well, I keep saying as well, you make more money, you have better relationships, opportunities come to you because, like I said, you're better. You're kind of like this magnetic energy that is just attracting all these great things. And that is something I just want to get back into. Like I said, I've done it before during that 2020 bodybuilding prep, but now I want to do it again because I know how much better this is going to make me. And I also know with where it is that I'm going right now in life, I really don't have any other option but to get better. Now, of course, I do have the option to not get better, but that's not an option that I'm willing to take or a decision that I'm willing to make. So I just want to get better and be the best that I can be. And I know that all starts with my health. Now, as to what to expect in the sense of this series, because essentially we have until November 30th of 2026 to do so, is that we're going to be showcasing everything from the ins and out when it comes to training, nutrition, supplementation, my protocol, what exactly it is that I'm doing. Because I will say we're going to be doing things differently than I normally did in the past, just because we've had to evolve and we've had to do different things in order for us to, clean up this gut and clean up these thyroid issues. We're going to have to do things differently. So obviously we can expect all those ins and outs, and more than likely, actually not more than likely, we're just going to make the commitment right now, is we're going to be doing 2 YouTube videos per week, just kind of showcasing the journey. We'll have sit down conversations like this. We'll have training overviews, supplement overviews, just kind of taking you guys throughout my everyday life to show you guys the process of how we are going to do this. But more than anything, while we're doing this as well, I truly do hope people take away something positive throughout this journey, in the sense of realizing what they can do with their body and what happens whenever you do these things as well. Because like I said, a big reason as to why I'm doing this is because whenever I get better, the people around me get better, I make more money, my fulfillment's better, my overall quality of life is better, I'm happier. It doesn't mean that there's not going to be test days and days that are difficult. But overall, man, your resiliency within yourself change. And that's just the most important message that I want to get across, is what happens whenever you decide to put you first and to make yourself the priority, so that way you can then go around and help other people do the same as well. So that is today's video. Next video next week is going to be going over our nutrition, training, supplement, and protocol, and what it is exactly that we're doing to get into the best shape of your life. Because like I said, we have until November 30th of 2026, which is roughly less than, it's about 11 months, 10 months and some change, give or take, but essentially 11 months to do so. So looking forward to being on this journey. Make sure you subscribe so that way you can follow along and turn on notifications for whenever we post. So let's get started. And as the old saying goes, let's work.